A quiet street, almost 10 in the morning, strong sun. Everything going as usual until two motorcycles enter the scene. In front, an older man, calm, clearly just wanting to get on with his day. Behind him, a duo pulls up and immediately comes in under pressure, demanding his phone, chain, and even the helmet, which didn't even fit them properly. The man calmly gets off the bike and steps away, while the pair, keeping their helmets on the whole time so they don't show their faces, tries to leave full of confidence, celebrating the easy job. But when it's time to go, the plan falls apart. The rider gets tangled up, loses control, and hits the ground hard in the middle of the street. A passing driver even stops to help, but someone shouts from a distance, "Get out of there! That's the Ronco Mollado crew!" The scene ends with the motorcycle recovered, the commotion drawing everyone's attention, and the clear reminder that sometimes improvisation sends the bill back. Take a look at these images from the highway. It's nighttime, little traffic, and a car appears moving a bit strangely on the road. It looks like a breakdown, but it's not. It's the take and don't pay crew trying another approach. They surround the vehicle with that attitude of "we're in charge" and start the pressure. "Get out, we want everything." On the other side, the answer is quick. The driver was actually a reaction specialist, the kind trained to act in seconds. He activates a defense protocol, and the group quickly realizes the story won't go as planned. In the rush, two of them take off running, while another ends up staying behind on the ground, waiting to see how the situation will end. The driver, staying calm, gets out of the car, calls for support, and waits for the official teams to arrive. End result: car preserved, attempt frustrated, and one more not-so-glorious chapter in the history of the take and don't pay crew.
The famous little hand-it-all-back duo shows up thinking they've just found the prize of the day. The rider spots the woman and says, "Look at that, easy. Today we hit our goal." The passenger gets off in full confidence mode, but he has no idea she's a police officer, trained exactly for this kind of situation. She steps back a few paces, watches calmly, and at the right moment reacts with precision, using her work equipment as protocol requires. After a few seconds, the duo realizes the plan wasn't as easy as it looked and switches straight into escape mode. Later on, both of them end up being found and treated at different medical units. Then, they're sent to the well-known "make yourself comfortable, but you're not leaving" facility with plenty of time to rethink the day's decisions.
Quiet street, the kind that almost makes you suspicious. A black car pulls out of the garage, starts to maneuver, sees a motorcycle coming, and politely backs up, lets it pass, and drives away, with no idea of the movie script it just avoided. Minutes later, the same bike comes back. On it, the famous Grandma's Boys duo, specialists in decisions nobody at home would approve of. The passenger gets off all theatrical, looking like he's about to perform a circus act, but the idea was another. One more take and don't pay attempt on a calm street. What they didn't know is that the driver of that black car seemed to have a PhD in bumper testing. In the confusion, the duo gets lost in their own choreography, each one running a different way, and the meeting with the car ends the show very quickly. End result? Plan ruined, performance canceled, and one more story for the collection of attempts that did not end the way the duo imagined.
Deserted street. Late at night, everything's silent. A car stops in the middle of the road. 3 people get out, notice a man walking, and immediately think, worker on his way to the job. Easy game. But he wasn't an easy target. He was an off-duty police officer, used to reacting quickly. When he notices the movement, he pushes one of them away, steps back, and starts a defense protocol. Within seconds, the two who were by the car run back inside when they realize the surprise, a real swarm of symbolic hornets crossing their path. It's controlled response shots, enough to send the group running. The trio switches to full sprint mode, abandons the vehicle, and disappears into the darkness, leaving the car and a lot of their courage behind. The officer takes a deep breath, puts away his work equipment, calls for backup, and continues his shift, because in the end, that quiet night wasn't so quiet after all.
At the entrance of a company, a man is sitting on his motorcycle waiting. Everything is calm until a duo arrives on another bike, already in the "this little bike is ours now" attitude. The passenger gets off full of swagger and drops the classic line, "I just want the bike." He realizes what's happening, quickly gets off and runs into the building, and only then remembers the most Brazilian detail possible. "My bag of bread is still on the bike." Outside, the duo tries to start their new vehicle, but it looks more like they're testing a camping stove than an engine. They try once, try again, and nothing. Inside, his co-workers see what's going on and decide, "You're not going home without your bread. We're fixing this." As more people come to the door, the intruder abandons the bike, tries to jump onto another, even loses his cartoon print flip-flop, and runs off completely lost, leaving footwear, plan, and courage behind. In the end, thanks to the "Don't Mess With My Bread" team, the owner gets his motorcycle back, his bread, and the peace of mind to go home. Take a look at this quiet street, at least for now. It's almost 10 in the morning, strong sun, peaceful mood. On the left side, an energetic older man is on his morning walk. The kind who wakes up early, gets everything done at home, and still has energy left to keep moving. Suddenly, a motorcycle with two people shows up, the classic reverse and grab duo. They pull alongside him, notice the chain around his neck, and try to yank it like they're pulling in a clothesline. But they weren't counting on one important detail. This was not just any older man. As they pull, he grabs one of them by the arm, throws the pair off balance, and the bike hits the ground in seconds, along with a padded accessory that falls right in the middle of the street. The scene looks like a replay from an action movie. Firmly, the grandpa Jackie Chan looks at them and says, "Not with me. You picked the wrong person." End result, the duo walks away pushing the bike, and the gentleman simply goes back to his walk, as if it were just another exercise in his day. Suddenly, a motorcyclist shows up with a backpack that looks nothing like delivery work, more like the classic hand everything over look. He watches the car, goes around the block, and comes back on foot, heading straight to the window. There, he delivers the full script: watch, chain, phone, ring. The driver can't even tell if it's a prank or a real situation, but ends up handing over what he asked for. Once he's done, the guy runs back to the motorcycle. But shortly after, a silver car pulls up and parks nearby. Inside is an off-duty police officer, used to dealing with this kind of scene. He stares at the motorcyclist for a few moments. The atmosphere gets heavy. The guy doesn't think twice, jumps on the bike in a hurry, and leaves as fast as he can. In the end, what remains are the images recorded by the cameras and the clear feeling that sometimes the script doesn't play out as smoothly as its author imagined. A couple is walking calmly along the sidewalk, but the piece ends when a motorcycle pulls up with the already well-known unlucky duo. The passenger gets off in a hurry, still wearing the mask, grabs the guy's phone, and runs back to the bike. The boyfriend, trying to calm his girlfriend down, just says, "Relax, we'll hand it over and that's it." But right at that moment, a red car passes by slowly. Inside, two off-duty police officers see what's happening and decide to step in. They stop, get out, and call the duo over for a chat by the curb. The rider tries to explain, "I'm just a rideshare driver," but nobody buys the story. In the end, the couple gets their phone back, and the duo continues their trip in a different kind of transport, straight to the Five Bars Hotel, with plenty of time to rethink their choices.
The security cameras capture everything in a matter of seconds. It looks like just one motorcycle passing by, but there are two. Up front, a man going about his life as usual. Behind him, the famous duo Romeo and Juliet, well known from the Wet Snore Squad. They pull up beside him and make that classic approach of someone who wants to talk up close. The man cooperates, not realizing that he, in fact, was a quick response specialist, the kind who stays calm even when the mood shifts. Romeo switches to confused running mode, trips, and goes down. Juliet still tries to insist, but gives up halfway and speeds off, leaving her partner behind. Moments later, backup arrives, Romeo stays to settle things, and the street is clear again.